I have a concern, and we've kind of danced around that concern a couple times, and I guess I'm going to be the one to bring up the uncomfortable subject and direct it to you in this manner. There are times when I see these reports and I listen to the press conferences and see the releases, and I think, man, that's exactly what the Office of Auditor General should be doing, and it's working. Mm-hmm. And then there are times when I think, man, Gene is way out of his lane here. And I went and did some looking back at the history of, this office was created by the General Assembly in the early 1800s. And I'll just quote what I have here. The principal role of the Auditor General is to determine whether state funds are being used in accordance with the purposes and guidelines that govern each use of the Commonwealth's dollars. Not looking for new revenue or making policy decisions. And I guess I'm concerned. Maybe it's the political climate that we're in today that brings it up. Maybe it's just the idea of where we are at in politics in Pennsylvania. But I'm concerned that this office has on numerous occasions recently really veered into the policy areas and gotten away from what we really need the office to do. And the reason I bring that up is because, as Representative Lawrence, Gobler, and others have noted, there are areas where we feel there needs to be investigation, and you yourself has stated today that your resources can be stretched thin at times, especially your personnel resources and staff. And so I guess my question to you is perhaps the definition of the office a bit vague, and maybe do we need to go back and say we really need to drill down on this is the responsibility of this office so we don't stray? What are your thoughts? And I know this is a conversation that maybe we can start now and continue to have later.
I think, first of all, it's an appropriate question, and a lot of these are judgment calls. I don't get to make policy, but I do recommend it from time to time, and part of that is when I ran in 2012 and 2016, and I will be the first to tell you that my debate for Auditor General, my re-election debate, the television ratings did not equal Trump and Hillary. So I'll be the first to concede that point, that we did not have 100 million people tuning in. But I did say in both of those, and I say that somewhat tongue-in-cheek, that part of my job I viewed was not just to point out problems, but to also offer recommendations on how to fix those problems. And so I view that as part of the mandate of, if it was just to check the money, I'm not sure. I think we would just have a state accountant and not have the post be elected.
I think that is actually what we would want in this elected position. I think the position was created.
I think some people may want it, but let me tell you, I won 2 elections on promising something different.
Well, I think you won 2 elections. Of course, listen, I won't get into too much about that, but I also think people saw you as someone who is trustworthy when it comes to managing or investigating finances. And look, this state has had an issue, whether it be in the row offices or in the legislature, wherever, there's been a mistrust in state government. Not that they're looking for more policy, but they're looking for honest people that can drill down into the numbers, and I think that's exactly what they saw.
I'm going to push back on that. And by the way, we may just disagree on this, so I appreciate that. That would not have allowed me to look at the untested rape kits. If I was just looking at the money spent, I could not have gone at that. That audit would not have been done.
Right, but we've also had bills dealing with those kits here in the General Assembly. I know I voted on several, and as we've had the state police in. Again, not saying that any of the issues you're looking at are not important. I believe that they are, whether be for gun safety or environment, whatever it is. I think those are important. I just want to make sure that we are not setting a precedent that our row offices are also used as press conference tools, that we are really getting into the heart of the matter of what each office was set up to do. And that's the conversation that I want to make sure we continue.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.